When we invest in startups, what we look for in particular is a great team, outstanding team, great founders. And what makes a great founder, that's a big question, but we believe that a great founder has to have passion, competence, deep knowledge about the space, and maybe foremost, ability to learn. Those are the people that we look for. When we think about investing, we think about it as a relationship, as almost like a marriage. So what we look for are entrepreneurs and founders that we like to hang out with, that we like making calls to and receiving calls from. And we just try to help them and not to distract them too much. That's pretty much the relationship that we look for. Trends that we see in Central and Eastern Europe, clearly one of them is higher number and better quality of startups that we see. What we're also starting to see is second and third time founders, which is great because they've been there, they have done it already, they've made their mistakes, and hopefully they won't make the same mistakes again. And in terms of types of businesses, we still see a lot of enterprise software startups, which we like a lot. We are crazy about automation and AI. Clearly, we're one of the UiPath investors. We also like anything connected with data. That's pretty much in a nutshell. So I started coming over to Romania around 2007, 2008. And so I've seen Romania grow tremendously. That being said, I still think it's in its infancy stage as a startup ecosystem, but it's developing. And I deeply believe that the stories like the one of UiPath will be a catalyst, and it will inspire new founders and new startups to evolve. And I think we're starting to see it already. So the best way to approach an investor is to get an introduction by another founder, by a fellow investor, by an associate, someone who knows the investor. That's the best way. Cold emails hardly work. So what I would advise anybody is to look for a way to get closer, to stand out, to be introduced. One of the ways, obviously, is also to talk to us at events like How to Web, because we're here and we're open to discuss. Those are probably the two ways. The first step to me investing in UiPath was a 1.5 hour call, Skype call with Daniel, the founder of UiPath. And I think it took me 3 or 4 minutes to realize that I want to invest. I did not know much about RPA back then. I did not know much about automation for that matter. But I knew that Daniel was a founder to back. So I think that was the start. And then it only took a couple of weeks to get more familiar with the market and get behind the thesis. But I think the founder was the main driver. I think Daniel convinced me with the depth and competence of his vision, his authenticity, and his bold ambition. Those are the three things that I would mention.